Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 3 of the magical ExSE 2021 show. And we did say a couple of days ago, it's the show that's got something for everyone. And by golly, that is very, very true. Hi, David. How are you doing? Let us know how you got on yesterday.
I'm doing absolutely splendid, Nick. Yesterday was great. It was absolutely fabulous. After the show, when we finished and wrapped up at 10:30, I ventured off into the expo and managed to find my way around. It's just a great experience, isn't it? You can sit there with your screen and go, right, who do I want to visit? Oh, I'll go over and see, so-and-so, and I'll go and pop into there. It was just great to have a walk around and have a look and see what other exhibitors are doing. So many great exhibitors as well. Many I know, just over my 25 years of being in business and lots of networking and meeting and greeting. So it was great to catch up with some old faces and new friends as well. So yeah, really great experience, and popped into a couple of the talks in the auditorium as we are now, and listened to some of those, some really inspiring conversations taking place on the big screen. So yeah, it was a brilliant day, and I can't wait to see how the final day unravels later on.
Yeah, it's a great experience, really good. And, the auditorium, a big draw, got some big names today. We've got James Sinclair following this show. We've got Sarah Goodwin, we've got Alex Holloman on the big stage. But don't forget, in the network areas, in the network lounge, we've got some masterclasses today.
Oh, yes.
But there's a special one at 11 o'clock, mate. I don't know if you've heard about it. This guy, Nick Looby. Yeah. He's going to be talking about how to get through the digital noise. 11 o'clock. Yeah, masterclass.
Better sign up for that one. I'll be coming along and support you in that room, Nick. Yeah, that's going to sound like a fantastic masterclass. Just out of interest, what are you going to be talking about?
Getting through the digital noise. So it's a workshop, really. Conversations around how do we get through this very noisy ocean, really, of digital noise that we're drowning in. But it's not just me in the masterclasses today. We've got James Wilkinson talking about digital skills. That'll be interesting. James H, business insolvency, company rescue. That's the discussion there. David Hall, think again. He's talking about strategic role of creativity. I like that. And there's round tables going on as well. You've got one, but Glennis is doing one on networking. I know that. What's your round table all about, mate?
Mine is all about the future of face-to-face meetings. We've been stuck in this pandemic, horrible time in a way. And, will we get back to face-to-face meetings? They're going to, in theory, start to happen as of early next week. We will be able to meet up in a safe environment. Obviously, there's still going to be an element of social distance for a little while. But I think by come June, July, we're going to start to see webinars become back to seminars, actually being able to hopefully shake people by the hand, give them a cuddle, give them a kiss, whatever it is that takes your fancy. So I'm going to be talking about that. So it is a kind of a discussion roundtable. I'm looking for people's opinions and views. And I'm also going to be running a keynote talk as well, Nick, how the internet and the technology and the pandemic changed the world forever. And that's at 1 o'clock here in the main auditorium. So I'm looking really forward to that, sharing some of some top tips and some of my stories over the last 12 to 18 months.
As if, mate, we haven't heard enough from you so far. It's going to be great. Eh? More value, more quality. Superstar. And we've got some great guests on this morning's show as well. What a life we lead. How cool is this? A great guest coming up.
It's brilliant. I think what we do, we've got Johnny sitting in the green room, and we're going to get Johnny on to say good morning. He's going to be back with us at 20 past the hour anyway, but let's just get Johnny on just to say good morning and find out how things are going. Good morning, Johnny. We'll just unmute you.
It was going to happen on one of the days.
It was going to happen. Someone had to do it. Thankfully, it was you and not me.
How you doing, guys? Good morning.
Good. Really good.
So how's it going out there, Johnny?
Yeah, great. Really good day yesterday. Great day in the socials as well. There's a lot of talk on LinkedIn, a lot of talk out on Twitter and things like that, which is brilliant. And, people have some really good time. Some of the speakers are fantastic yesterday. Really good.
Yeah. Yeah, some really good content being shared and really interesting stuff, and some amazing and inspirational stories as well. We saw Lee Strachan yesterday speaking, and we pulled Lee into our other breakfast show this morning because it was so inspiring. We thought we had to share his story with more and more people. So yeah, really good. I'm looking forward to all the speakers today as well.
Yeah, well, I'm on a panel today, and I'm looking forward to that. So it's nice to get in the mix of it, I think. So there's quite a high bar to stand up to. So I'm kind of quickly reading through all my notes and making sure I'm ready so I can do it justice. But yeah, looking forward to today. It's been a very interesting journey. I'll tell you that. It's been great.
Yeah, brilliant. Johnny, we'll catch up with you around about 20 past 10 and find out a little bit more how things are going and what the day has in store for us as well.
Smashing. All right, chaps.
See you soon, Johnny. Thank you. Okay, next we get our first guest into the studio and find out more about what they're offering. They are an exhibitor here, a sponsor as well, alongside the Federation of Small Business. We heard from Alba earlier on in the week, but she's back with us again this morning to talk about funding. Good morning and welcome to the studio, Alba.
Hi, David. Hi, Nick. Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
Good morning, Alba. You must have had a very busy few days. Is that right?
Well, still a bit quiet. So, yeah, I would like to invite more businesses to come to our booth and learn more about what funding is available these days for them and learn more about FSB funding platform and how we can help businesses these days to get these access to finance to is quite important, especially these days, like where everything started to reopening and business, like they need to think in the future, in grow, and maybe, yeah. So we're here to try to answer all that question and support them is where we basically do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So just give us a little bit of a snapshot about the funding again. I know you spoke about it earlier on in the week, but you're able to work with small to medium-sized enterprises who are looking to gain funding to help develop and grow their business.
Yeah, so basically we are a funding platform, so we give options to businesses in the particular case. So it's quite straightforward. FSB funding platform is designed for members. So any members can apply with us. It's one application where they basically tell us where they need, where they're looking for, the particular business scenario, and then our technology plus the human touch of our finance expert team that they excellent will matching with the best option for them. We give the more amazing thing these days when everything is collapsed and it's difficult to get in touch with a right person to give you advice, we do that. So during the whole last year, we've been advising and giving like impartial advices to businesses, pointing them in the right direction and try to get the right funding for them. They're always in control. We don't do any credit check. It's like all anonymous and they choose what path they want to do. So it's quite a straightforward platform. And yeah, in the end of the day, we're here to help businesses to find funding. So this is what we do. So if any business want to pop up by the booth, we will be there today. All the information is there. They can pop up the email and we can schedule a one-to-one and give them more information. But yeah, it's called FSB funding platform and we're here to support businesses to find funding, basically.
It sounds great. Over the last 3 days, we've heard how supportive the FSB is for all aspects of business. And a key part of that is, we need the money. We need the money to follow our dreams, to expand, to reopen, to do various different things. So it sounds hopefully very much like you should have a very busy day, people banging on the door, show us the money. Alba, how can we get our hands on all of this lovely cash that you've spoken about?
Absolutely. So yeah, look forward to host all the businesses looking for funding these days. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, Nick, let's get on to the show. Jackie Simpson tried to join us yesterday. We had a couple of technical issues bringing her onto the show. We've resolved them because she's here. So let's get her on and give her the opportunity to talk about peer networks. Good morning and welcome, Jackie. You are from the Growth Hub, the Best Growth Hub, and you're more around the peer network program.
That's right. Thank you, guys. Lovely to be here this morning. Sorry about the issues yesterday.
Look, we have them all the time, so don't worry. You're not the first, and you will never be the last.
Yeah. So as you rightly said, guys, I'm from the Best Growth Hub. I'm the Peer Network Program Manager, and we've sponsored most probably about 50% of the exhibition stands in the exhibition area, which is brilliant. So yeah, I just wanted to come on this morning and just talk a little bit about the peer program and how timely it was when we introduced it back in January.
Yes. How does it work, Jackie? What does it look like for us?
Yeah, so it's essentially government-funded program. Obviously, there's lots of networking that goes on around the country. Most of the feedback on networking is that it can be very salesy, and businesses aren't getting the opportunity to actually talk to each other, learn from each other. So through the Peer Network program, it's a 18-hour program, totally fully funded, and the idea is to provide a safe and risk-free environment for businesses of all sizes, all sectors, all maturity, really, to come together and share their problems, share their opportunities, and then through what they call action learning techniques, which is basically open discussion, open questions. Often it can be quite challenging as well. Businesses are able to get each other's opinions of how they might solve those problems or look at those opportunities in a totally different way. And it has been absolutely, well, what I would say to everybody, if you go and visit a lot of the stands today or come to the Peer Network stand and watch our video, there's a 98% satisfaction rating because businesses have felt so lonely, especially during COVID, and people just expect them to have all the answers when actually they don't have all the answers, even at CEO, MD level. And they found it really inspiring, refreshing. It's given some people confidence in what the business is about, giving them time to reflect, think about their strategy and remember why they got into business and why it was important to them. So on top of the 18 hours, they also get access to a business navigator. So the business navigator will look at what other support's available for them and specialist help. And then also we have our business adaptation program. So they also have access to an additional up to 12 hours of strategic support. So it's, in total, you're looking at 30 plus hours completely free of charge. It's a fantastic program, and I'm really proud of what we've achieved in the last 3 months supporting those businesses during the first crisis. The great news is we've got further funding for government to start it again in July. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, really great. To Jackie, have you seen an uptake? You talk about, obviously, business can be lonely. Been there, done that. I've had business partners, got business partners, run some business on my own as well. And it doesn't matter. It can be a lonely place, whether you've got people around you or not. But certainly during the pandemic times, it's probably been more lonely because people haven't been able to go out and meet at coffee shops and go face-to-face networking or whatever that might be. Have you seen a greater uptake over the last 12 months of the programme?
Yeah, well, it's only a brand new program that was started. So actually, we had the capacity to do around about 50 businesses initially as a pilot. We actually got about 120 people request to join the program. So we have got a waiting list of potential clients already for the next step up. But what was really, I think what was really special for me was none of these businesses knew each other. Very few of them, actually, one or two maybe might have done. But within the space of 2 or 3 weeks, they'd actually gelled really, really quickly. And they began to really care about each other's businesses and collaborating together and talking to each other outside of the 2-hour sessions. And I'm really proud to say that the majority of the cohorts that we set up are still continued on beyond when the program finished at the end of March. So they become, like, in their own way, their own business bubble, their own little business family, their own little business community, whatever you want to call it. And that's just been absolutely amazing. So if you do get a chance to visit, and in fact, what I'm also proud of is quite a large number of them have taken part as speakers and exhibitors and ran masterclasses. And we've got a couple of people today, Alex Holloman from Climbing Trees, Tom Broom from Creative Quills. So if you do get a chance to go to their sessions, guys, it would be absolutely amazing.
Sounds Jack, it sounds fantastic, right? I know full well, certainly over the last 12 months, running a business has been a blooming lonely undertaking. So to have that kind of that support, that network of like-minded businesses to bounce ideas off, to share, just to hear that, yeah, I'm not alone, just a magical difference. And no doubt the difference between some businesses that would have folded during the pandemic and actually they've stuck with it, they found a different way.
Yeah, and a lot of people were beginning to, decide, is it time for me to give up on this? This is the right, should I continue? And actually what came across from a number of companies was actually it reignited the thirst for their business, the reason why they started it, the reason why they wanted it. And actually COVID created an environment where some were thinking, actually, I might want to look to expand beyond Essex. I might want to look more regionally, more nationally. And for some people, that was the right choice to do when it was discussed around the room. But for others, they were thinking, do you know what? I don't think I've tapped enough into the Essex market that I could actually expand on where I'm currently at. So, and there's some people that were saying, I'm thinking about giving it up. I don't know if it's a viable business anymore. And actually, it's reawoken their own confidence and their own abilities and what they can do. So the programme, it gives different things to different people. And you might come with your problem or your opportunity and think, do you know what else am I going to get out of this? But actually, in every session, somebody takes away something every single time. We bring in experts when we need it, but often within the cohorts, we've got subject matter experts within the team. So we had people that were finance directors who did sessions on finance. We had, people like Alex Holloman from Climbing Trees, who's got expertise in marketing, who came along and did a marketing session with another cohort group. So we tried to use the expertise within our cohort groups, and the businesses were there, but also we could bring in experts whenever we needed them. So, for example, working with people like FSB, the different networking groups, different experts in grant funding, Anglia Ruskin University, their intern and graduate programme, the Kickstart programme, we've been able to introduce all these things to these businesses that they weren't aware of, because the business support mechanisms that are out there, it's a minefield for businesses. They're too busy in the business, rather than on the business. They haven't got time to go and look around and find out what's there. By coming to the Best Growth Hub, by coming to the Peer Network programme, they get to find out about what's available to them. So it's great working with people like you guys in the ExSE Festival to get that message out there.
Yeah, brilliant. Jackie, it's been great having you on the show. I'm glad we managed to get you on here at long last. And thank you very much. One final question. Obviously, they can come and find you on the stand, but we are streaming out to other channels as well. So if they want to find out more, how do they get in touch and find out a bit about the peer networks? If they're not here.
So you can go to www.peernetworks.co.uk. You can also go to the Best Growth Hub website or email us on info@bestgrowthhub.co.uk. And Hannah, who's my very able assistant, or myself, will be in touch. But please come to the Peer Network stand, find out more. And if you're going to an exhibition stand today, ask them if they were part of the Peer Networks and get them to tell you about their experience. But have a look at the videos, have a look at some of the testimonials in our brochure. Guys, if you're passionate about business, this is an opportunity not to be missed.
There you go. Jackie, once again, thank you very much. We'll see you around the expo. Definitely catch up with you soon. We're on fire, Nick. We've got Nigel sitting ready in the virtual green room. But before we go to Nigel and bring him live onto the show and find out a little bit more about his story and everything that's happened to date with the secret hamper, shout outs, Nick. Who's here in the event today? Who can we go and find and have conversations with?
Yeah, so it's a busy exhibition space, as you'd expect. There are just so many great businesses to go out there and explore. We've got iFilm, we've got Farley Hospice. They do amazing work. Please go and visit them. We've got Footprint Digital, We had Dave on yesterday. Go and see the digital experts at Footprint. We've got the FSB. I might have heard of those. Please go and see them. Loads of support for us. We've got Galactica IT Group. That's lovely Lee. Go and have a conversation with him. Gold Sales, Harlow District Council, Hunt ADR Limited, IJYI, Impact Sendy, Innovation Centre, the Knowledge Gateway. To name but a few. More shout outs coming.
Excellent. Glenys Chatterley's put into the social chat. This is really interesting. And that was referring back to Jackie talking about the peer networks. And yeah, really, really great stuff. Anyway, let's welcome our guest onto the stage. Been sitting patiently. Nigel Richardson, the Secret Hamper. Good morning and welcome once again, Nigel. Not to this show, but we've had you on a few shows in the past. And it's always great to have you back and talk about your journey. So good morning.
Morning, David. Morning, Nick. How are you guys doing? You all right?
Absolutely.
We're very well. Thank you very much, Nigel. Very well. And really pleased to see you in the exhibition hall. How are you doing? How's it been? And what on earth is this secret hamper?
Well, it's been really interesting, actually, to actually partake in a virtual event. It's just quite amazing. And the way the guys have put it all together is, I'll take my hat off to them. I really applaud them. It's been fantastic. And I've been glued to my PC, I have to say. And I haven't been very productive for the last couple of days. But it's just addictive, listening to all the different speakers. And, back up what Jackie just said there. I was very fortunate to be on the peer network program on that journey for the last few weeks and made some amazing contacts. We're actually looking to do some work for one of the cohorts that was there. And also, some of the other people that are in my particular cohort as well have already contributed towards our Thank You Best campaign, as have you guys. So thank you very much for that.
Our pleasure. Now, Nigel, tell
an answer to your, sorry, but I didn't know.
I was going to say, tell everybody here what the Secret Hamper does. I know, Nick knows, and I'm sure lots know, but there'll be people that don't. So what is the Secret Hamper and what is the magic that you deliver?
Well, essentially, we are a hamper business. We're an online hamper business. The difference being, I suppose, our USP is that we just don't deliver hampers. We deliver experiences and memories, and we try to make a difference. And I know that lots of businesses, we're all in it to try and make a difference. But what we try to do is make a difference at an emotive level, if that makes sense. So I had 25 plus years in the city. I came out of that by choice. I took voluntary redundancy, not knowing what the hell I wanted to do, but I knew that there was kind of this entrepreneurial streak inside of me, and I needed to do something. I needed to, the clock was ticking, and that tick was getting louder and louder, and I was getting older and older. So it wasn't until December 2015, I'd been out the money markets for nearly 6 months, and I saw this advert on the TV where a young guy left a bag of groceries on his neighbour's doorstep for the Co-op Christmas TV campaign. And it really resonated with me because earlier in that summer, I'd met a guy in my village that was on his own. He was quite lonely. And I just thought to myself, I want to go and spread a little bit of love. So I jumped in the car, went to Tesco's, filled up a bag of goodies and left it on his doorstep at 12 minutes past 10 on the 23rd of December. That's 12 minutes past 10 at night. And got home and I was absolutely buzzing. I couldn't sleep that night. I just thought I found my calling. I want to help others make a difference and get that same buzz that I had. I felt lost for those few months that I was out the market, out of my job. I just felt incredibly lost and didn't feel like I had any direction in life anymore. And then this simple advert on the TV was so powerful and resonated with me that it made me start a business. And since then we've done quite a few amazing things, I think, anyway. But the most notable one, really, I mean, yes, we deliver. We can do hampers for everyday, from birthdays to weddings to elderly neighbours to care homes. I mean, care home hampers have been really busy over the last 12 months with people not being able to see their relatives. So we've been sending quite a few of those in, not only to thank staff for looking after their relatives, but to let relatives know that their loved ones are thinking of them, and the actual care home can put on an event and put like a little afternoon tea on and so forth. But then we've got the corporate side of things, where we've got our fantastic Essex range of hampers, where we support up to 50 odd local producers. I mean, it's just incredible the amount of talent that's out there and what we can produce in this county. It's just mind-boggling, and it just goes to show we've got much more to offer than Towie, and it's just really, it makes me proud, because when we get some of these businesses into places, I mean, we're just really fortunate a few years ago to be chosen as one of the Small Business Saturdays 100 businesses and invited to number 10. And on the back of that, we actually had a stand in number 10 right next to what used to be Churchill. It's known as the White Room now, but it used to be Winston Churchill's bedroom. And we were there, and we had lots of our Essex produce in there. And it was just amazing just to think that, because of this little idea that I had, we've got all these fantastic products on show in Downing Street. I mean, what an iconic address. But yeah, and then back in 2018, I had this crazy notion to try and reunite the UK with an act of kindness aimed at the NHS staff. There was celebrating their 70th anniversary, and I thought, how good would it be we could bring together businesses to sponsor 70 hampers at a time and deliver them to 70 hospitals. So I started on this mission, and to date we've managed to complete 8 complete hospitals. We've done quite a few other hospitals where we've delivered part hampers, so maybe sort of 10, 15, 20 hampers at a time over lockdown, just because of just the way things have happened. But once it's safe and we're able to do so, we'd love to be able to go back into those hospitals and deliver them personally, because it's just an amazing thing to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, this isn't our day-to-day business. This is a not-for-profit campaign that we run alongside the day-to-day stuff. So the money that we raise for this just pays for the products and fuel that I stick in the van. So we've been up to Newcastle, Manchester, Birmingham, Great Ormond Street. We've done 2 complete hospitals here in Essex. We've done part hospitals. We've done Queens. We've done Basildon. We've done Southend and Harlow, where we still need to complete those hospitals. And last year we did a fantastic one to celebrate Captain Tom's 100th birthday and his fundraising achievements, where we decided to dedicate the next 100 hampers that were sponsored to a hospital of his choice. So we smashed through that. We got 150 hampers in the end sponsored, sent them into Bedford Hospital on his actual birthday, and the following day I drove up to Harrogate and delivered the extra 50 to Harrogate Hospital, because I think he hailed from Leeds originally, but he opened up the virtual Harrogate Nightingale Hospital, Matt Hancock, so that seemed like it was a bit of a relevant place to go. And but yeah, it's just been that for me. I mean, meeting people, some of these NHS staff, we've had people that have been in that field of work for many years, and they've just broken down into tears when we've gone in there. They've been so touched by the show of emotion, and it's been a fantastic platform also for smaller businesses to show that they're making a difference and saying thank you, because we're not all Google, we're not all Tesco and all these sort of big old corporations that say, yeah, look, I've just done £5 million in this, and look at that, but for 70 quid, which isn't a fantastic amount of money, you could come together and make a massive difference to thousands of staff. I mean, we've delivered over 30,000 locally sourced products already, which is a huge number. And some of those businesses that we've used, that's helped keep them ticking over and get them into places they wouldn't necessarily already be in. So I'm immensely proud of that, and I will keep going until we've done 70 hospitals. I mean, it has been a bit quiet the last few months, but I'm not one to give up, and I love a challenge. And some people think I'm a bit.
Great. So you're here, you're exhibiting. People can come and find you on the virtual stand and have a chat with you, find out more about what the Secret Hamper does, how they can help with the initiative of getting these hampers into the NHS and the other great supportive programs that you're involved with. If people are listening on our stream and they're not at the ExSE and they can't, and if they're not, by the way, they should sign up, obviously, exse.co.uk. They can come along and actually be a visitor today. There's no cost. Just sign up, come along, and you can come and meet Nigel and all the other great exhibitors. But if they want to reach out to you, Nigel, they can't get here to ExSE today, how can they get in touch with you?
Quite easily. I had a website, www.secrethamper.com. I'm on LinkedIn, Nigel Richardson, or at Secret Hamper on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. I think I mentioned that, didn't I? But yeah, Facebook, secret hamper. But as I say, also we do this fantastic range. We can personalize and bespoke hampers for any corporate needs or any events you might have. And if you are an Essex-based business and you're proud of your roots, you should be using Essex products. Full stop. I'm really sorry. Don't go to Fulton and Mason. Don't go to Marks and Sparks. They don't care about you. We're Essex. We're proud of our roots, and come to us, share the love, and promote Essex. From within. Let's do it.
Brilliant,
Nigel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lovely to see you. And yeah, please visit Nigel on the stand and take away some of that passion and access to amazing hampers. Thanks for your time, Nigel, as always.
No, thanks, guys. Great to see you guys, and I can't wait to share a nice cold one in a pub garden with you in the not too distant future.
Absolutely. Well, there we go.
Stuff, mate. Great stuff. Just so many really cool exhibitors out there doing great work, and really care and are so passionate about what they do. And you get the chance to go and see dozens of them. Click, hello, conversation, info, video. It's it's just almost a barrage of value at your fingertips, which is awesome.
Now, what I think we'll do, Nick, is we're going to invite someone made this show absolutely possible. Without this individual, we wouldn't have a platform. We wouldn't be networking virtually. We wouldn't be sitting in the virtual auditorium. We wouldn't be able to go to the virtual booth and have conversations through video calls, etc. And obviously, we've met up with this next guest a few times because working on getting the breakfast show and making it happen during ExSE. But let's invite on the show the founder of ExSE, Mark Bethan. Good morning, Mark, and welcome. Good to have you here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the breakfast show.
Great to have you.
It's your show. It's your thing, Mark. How's it going, and how did it all come about? Because I've looked, I've been, and it's amazing.
Well, there's a lot of action happening. There's been, I think it's about 50 different speakers or panels or roundtables. So there's something for everybody at all points of the day. And I really commend the ExSE 2021 team that put it together, because this was originally inspired, it was mentioned to me at some point late last year as, well, let's do something like South by Southwest, but let's do it in the UK. And, they've been around for 34 years and obviously have developed, a real focus for what they do. And obviously all of this was put together in relatively short order. We got the participation of the local councils and then obviously the exhibitors have come along. And it's really what you decide to make of it. And it's important to take a time out. We've not been traveling much. We'll travel again in the future soon, yes, but being able to take some of that time we used to travel in the past and attend some kind of virtual something or hybrid event is absolutely critical today. And I was actually really surprised. I actually was able to listen in to one of the speakers on Tuesday, the Chris Forbes Cheeky Panda pitch. And I happen to be on the board of a sustainable reforestation nonprofit out of the United States called One Tree Planted. I just sent Chris a message saying, hey, we plant 10 million trees, you use bamboo. Is there not something that we can do to help each other out? And that was from 15 minutes of, a little virtual exposure. So it's quite interesting that you do need to, in this modern age, you do need to participate. It's great to be able to publish and be there as these events generate lots of content, lots of videos, lots of clips, on social and the rest of it. And for anybody that's there, it gives them a chance to say, okay, at this moment in time, I was here and I've learned this, or I've made this connection, I can move forward. Now, will you make, all those sales on the day type of activity? No, it's really about a long tail. You're there for branding, you're there for conversations, you're there to make connections that downstream, you should hope to turn into some real value. So it's been a real ride. We've certainly encountered all sorts of challenges, everything from government IT through to different browsers and those kinds of details. But what we're trying to do with ExSE is open up the opportunities to be able to easily create events of any kind, big or small, and to do that where there's both the content, the context, as well as the connectivity in the community can really happen, because that's what you remember about an event, is that you were somewhere, you met this person, and now you've got a relationship and you're continuing. And that can happen both virtually, hybrid, pseudo-hybrid, all of those kinds of definitions. We'll talk about that in a session that I'm doing a little bit later on. And I still have in my regular world life, I still have relationships where I've really only ever met people, certain key people, at events. We have, conference relationships, and now those have transitioned into the post-pandemic into this virtual relationships, and so it becomes that much stronger. So I think there's a real role in the new era for marketing to really embrace as much as possible this event focus and bring it into what you're doing with your website, social, email, and the like. And so EventZoo is there in a number of different ways to try and help that to happen. And we work with organizations big and small, in whether to put together big events like this one, or small scenarios where we've got a green screen studio in somebody's home office and they're broadcasting to the world. So it makes for some interesting activity, that's for sure.
So EventZoo, was it created when you set the business up for this application to deliver virtual programs, be it exhibitions or streaming webinars, etc., or did it morph into something because the need come around?
No, when we first created the company, and the technical team is the same team that we started with, and my partner Sofiane is manning the booth here, so he can actually shut me off and shut me up at any moment in time. Right? That has that advantage. and so we created the company because we saw a gap in not just in events, but in the ability to really produce television style quality content for a global marketplace, and to also deliver the context within that, so you can actually create the environment that helps people to stay longer. You're able to participate. You might see one session, go drift to an auditorium, do some other activity. And also, we expect this world not to remain virtual, right? I mean, we do expect it to be hybrid, meaning that there will be events where you've got an audience that's online having some experience, and you've also got the same, or part of that audience will also be participating locally. So how do you blend those easily? And we found that bringing it to life a little bit more with sort of a venue kind of concept seemed to make sense. So we've created this swappable, immersive experience. And we think that will get more interest over time as 5G starts to roll out, becomes easier, and things like that. So we started in the pandemic, this company, and we've learned a lot, and we've put together a number of events so far, and we're excited by what technologies like Chroma Key and what we're doing with our cloud production center means for other events going forward. And we're doing it all to make sure that anybody anywhere can produce a fantastic event like you guys are doing, but to do it on a light budget that then they can incorporate into their marketing program. So we're excited by that.
It's excellent work, Mark. And as Johnny said at the very beginning of the breakfast show on Tuesday, we're entering a brave new world. And it looks like you and the team are making that brave new world a reality. And it's as close as an exhibition conference experience, and I've been to a lot of them, as I imagine you can get in an online environment. The sounds, the kind of the visuals, and the access. It's just like I can do this one in my slippers.
Yeah. Well, as long as you've got your slippers on and you've got some pants on, then you're okay. You can wander through, and you want to be able to create something where that context comes through. And so much so that even when you go to an event and we start to travel again to a physical event, it should be possible to actually, sometimes you end up doing conference calls during an event. You can't get to one session and you would like to follow up with other people, but you should be able to, even when you're at an event in the future, have a great virtual experience at that event and have something that is valuable. So you got the connectivity, the connections, all those kinds of things that can come through. And so we're excited by what the possibilities may lead to. Obviously, there's lots of details, and at the end of the day, every event comes together because somebody has the vision. In this case, Best Growth Hub put this vision together with their other partners, and they've really brought something forward that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, the experience is not perfect for everybody. Lots of things will be corrected along the way and improved for the next one. But as I mentioned up front, it's still only 2021, and this kind of environment is just really getting started.
Yeah, and I also think, to be honest, I've done quite a lot of virtual stuff over the years, not just since pandemic, prior to that as well. And you are at the bleeding edge. You are, cutting, bringing technology that isn't out there and being utilized by others. As Nick said, you go into the platform and the feel of it and the look of it. And if you've got your sound on as well, you have the noise there, and you could almost be there. If that was a virtual reality headset, which may be something that you're bringing in the future, you put that on, you could be looking around and you would think you are actually in the room. And it is a great experience. And yet things don't always go to plan. God, we know that more than anything, Nick and I, when we're doing these live shows. We love doing them live because we love sitting on the edge of our seat, and things can go wrong, things might not. So I think the expectation is there. It can be frustrating at times for others, but it's not always your technology. It can be the user, the knowledge, the skill, the platforms that they're using, the browsers and all sorts. So I think it's only fair to not put any blame on any individual. Because there can be so many different things, and we're all learning every day. We're learning to be better and control these environments in our own way as well.
Yeah, that's a key point. And, we fix what we can. The first day was a bit more rough. The second day was much more smooth. We focus on trying to make sure that all the live feeds, all the, speaker series, that's really where the value comes through, because we need to focus on that content first, and everything else, it will follow that, obviously. So that's where we put the priorities, and we made lots of changes and updates and fixes along the way, and that is part of that excitement that you mentioned, the edge of the seat, and that everything gets better. And where this will be, whether it's ExSE 2022 or in the future, will be very much improved because of all of these efforts. And the key thing for this new world of virtual event marketing for exhibitors and participants alike is through the participation, you always learn something, whether it's a new contact, a new way of doing things, an opportunity to connect to a new different group because of the approach. So there is this shared experience. We've all been through the pandemic in some way, shape, or form. We've all globally been touched by this kind of situation in some way, shape, or form. And so events should also bring that as well. And what's the key definition of event? It's something that's happening at a moment in time. And so you want to capitalize on that kind of feeling and then try and bring it forward and see how you can make use of it for your own daily business and daily activity. So we're excited to be part of that. And we're thankful for the ExSE 2021 team to have worked with us and given us the chance to prove some of the worth of what we're doing. And obviously we look forward to more and new challenges in the future.
Yeah, I think you're just spot on there, Mark. I think we are, if not already there, in a future of hybrid style events. And no doubt people will look back at this particular moment in time, the last 3 days, with amazing connections and memories and knowledge. So much value. And to be at your fingertips, it's just phenomenal. It's been a joy to be part of.
Thanks a lot, guys, and thank you for animating every single day, bright and early in the morning, and really bringing it forward, because it's this kind of interaction that really helps to pinpoint, what people can look forward to in the day. Obviously, if you read a program, it's one thing, but if you hear the guests come on early and have a quick chat, it's nice to get into the minds and the approaches of each of the guests. So thank you very much for that.
No, it's our pleasure. We're up for hire at any time. If you've got any other events, then give us a shout. I'm sure Nick and I can, squeeze it into our busy schedule, of course. Mark, absolute pleasure. I'm sure we'll get the opportunity to catch up throughout the day. One last thing, you've got the stand here so people can come and find out more about Event Zoo. And you have a website. I know the people that are here have logged into that and they've already experienced that. But we have got other streams running. If people want to reach out and find out more about what you do, how can they find you?
The best way is through, Mark at eventzoo.co. not .co.uk, but .co is the easiest and simplest way, directly via email, or I'm on LinkedIn, all over the place. So feel free to reach out and connect. And again, if you've got questions about participating, questions about some other event that you're looking for, we've got a certain perspective, and we can help provide some information. That's always great. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. All the best.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Whoa, that was great. It's great to get Mark on here and just hear a bit about the history and a little bit about the platform. And honestly, saying there is challenges there, but we're working hard. We're doing everything we can. And to me, that's inspiring, because that's what we all do as business owners. Nothing is perfect. We've got to work hard. We've got to transition. We've got to pivot. We've got to change things up. We've got to be sitting on the edge of our seats looking for innovation and development.
Brilliant. I'm flabbergasted and loving it. And when my mum asked that question, as I was showing her on my phone, how on earth did you do that? I've got some of the answers now. But yeah, it sounds like plenty of juggling. That's business, right? Yeah. There's opportunities, and we'll juggle as many balls as we can, and all of the good stuff we'll maximise. So yeah, brilliant, and great to hear from Mark. To see kind of get a bit of the context of how that all came about, and it's the future. It's the future. It's not the future. It's the now. This is the world we live in. Yeah. So a few more shout outs, David, if I may.
Who we got?
So we've got Imapt Sendi. I may have pronounced that wrong, right? Go and see him for the correct pronunciation. The Innovation Centre, Knowledge Gateway. We've got Latitude. We've got Little Legs, which sounds amazing. We've got Low Case, part of Thurrock Council. Make the Connection. Manufacturing Growth Program. We've got the Novo Awards. Now, I know they were on the big stage yesterday, the Novo Awards at the Best Growth Hub. So if you're interested in the Novo Awards, and you should be, definitely stop by the stand and ask, how do I get involved? How do I put myself forward for an award? We've got Objective IT. We've got Old Park Meadow Burial Ground. That'll be an interesting conversation. Pathway Haven. We've got PB Cloud Solutions Limited, almost there. We've got Perito, we've got Picaroons, we've got Piopo Limited, once again, I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly. We've got Pirate Queen, Pitman Training, Plasticity, Southend, and I believe Simbok have got a stand as well, mate.
Wow, that is a big list. I mean, it's taken us 3 days, Nick, to get through that list of exhibitors, and I hope we've covered, look at that. And I hope we've covered everybody on that list. Apologies if we've missed you. We've done our best to cover everybody that's here. And great to have you with us throughout the 3 days as well. We are coming to the closing stages of the show, and we're going to be getting Johnny back into really kind of send us on our way, close the breakfast show down officially for ExSE 2021, and wish us all the best on the final day of ExSE. I will just say, if Sarah Brockwell is listening, who is heading up the Novo Awards. Sarah, let us know. And what we'll do is we'll try and get you a link to get you on here, just to give you a quick opportunity to shout out about the Novo Awards, which is all kind of linked in with ExSE and stuff like that. If you're not listening, Nick's already mentioned the Novo Awards. They are here. They are exhibiting. Go along and find out more. But it's a new innovation business awards for businesses in and around the area, so worth looking at. If Sarah's here, we'll try and grab her and get her into the studio.
We'll put Johnny on the spot. We'll ask him. He'll be fine.
He's gonna love
everything, that man. He can handle it. He can handle it. We'll ask him. We'll ask him about the awards. But yeah, I had a look at them before the show. Yeah, many categories. So there is really something for everyone. Really looking at innovative organisations who want that kind of recognition and deserve that recognition. So most definitely something to look into if you have an innovative business that deserves massive recognition. But we'll ask Johnny. He'll tell us. What a blistering 3 days it's been, and today, like all the rest, going to be massively busy. I know you and I have got other stuff to do as part of the event, but yeah, I think we've got to be a busy day getting around all of the exhibitors.
Do you think, Nick, going back to Novo Awards, that we'd be in for a shout for the best chat show hosts. Not just of ExSE, of course, but globally. Well, no, it's probably a bit too brave, isn't it? But certainly, best chat show hosts for ExSE, ExSE, East to Southeast. Do you reckon we got a chance? A bit of bribery, bottles of gin, maybe.
I think we're pushing it, mate. I think we're pushing it now. Now you've mentioned it. We should have had this conversation offline. But once again, we'll ask Johnny. He knows all this stuff, and he'll say, "No, not only have you not got a chance, guys, but your time's up." He'll pull the plug on the show. He's the man who's got the power. Yeah, him and Mark, they hold all the strings.
Well, actually, Sofian is in control. He can turn us off, as Mark said, at any time. So let's probably get on with the show before he decides to swipe left and delete us. Let's get on to the show. Let's bring Johnny back for the final stages. Hi, Johnny. How are you doing there?
Hi, guys. I'm all good. I think you'll definitely be in the top 5 breakfast shows, guys. Top 5. It's been a great show this morning, and I think all the guests you've had on really kind of capture what this was about when we first started it. And I need a big shout out to Mark, because Mark's been and his team have been an absolute hero the last 3 days. I don't know how he's still awake, if I'm honest. He's been absolutely fantastic. We knew, I think that what is the phrase is that, necessity is the mother of invention, and when you're going to put something out there, it takes a combined effort from everybody to make it work. And we knew we were breaking new ground. And I think if you look at the other 2 guys you've had on, Nigel and Jackie, they also reflect that. Nigel was fantastic. He saw opportunity. He didn't see, COVID as a barrier. And he's done some fantastic work. He's made a real impact, and it's an inspiring story, really. And Jackie, and I know it's part of the Best Growth Hub, but Jackie has taken what was a concept that's been rolled out nationally and turned it into something that is completely unique. And I really strongly recommend that any business out there, join the next wave of peer programs, because it's been so valuable to the businesses and us. I mean, for Best, it's been a completely new way to engage with the businesses and offer a different type of support. So, go and see Jackie, go see her team. They're fab. Get signed up, and we want to have 30 cohorts next year, or this year, in Essex. We want to really, really kind of, bring people together and get them working hard. So great show, fantastic guys.
Great. We don't seem to be everybody's flavour, the breakfast show. Oh, Vincent, thanks very much for the chat. The chat's been really the chat that runs along by the auditorium and everything else, been really vibrant. All right, and it's a great opportunity for businesses to say, this is who we are, this is what we do. Hi, how's everyone doing? And great for some comeback. Vincent thinks Ant and Dec are safe. I tend to agree, Vincent. Good words, my friend. I tend to agree with that. But you said at the beginning, something for everybody. Yeah, at the exhibition, and you don't have to go far into the platform before you realise that's very, very true. It's vibrant. There's plenty of different opportunities to sample, not just the exhibitors and all of the businesses, but talks, roundtables, master classes. It must have taken quite a bit of work to organise all of those different aspects.
Absolutely, and I think the big thing to focus on is that you're battling something different when you've got a physical event. People are there, they've paid, and 2, you've got an option, you've got the exhibition, you've got the talk. And when we saw the opportunity in this, which was you can put it's limitless really. You can have as many exhibitors as you want, you can have as many speakers as you want, but we knew we were having to give attendees something to keep them there, so they weren't going to get distracted by their emails or the dog or a 3-year-old running in, and we know what that's like. But I think also the last 12 months has taught us that we're all in this together. We're all doing things differently. We've all got to help each other and support. And ExSE is the first of many. And we knew again it was going to be breaking new ground really. But if you just look at that the level of effort and work that's coming from the best team, and the quality of the speakers and the quality of activity there's not just been something for everybody. There's been more than you can potentially do in a day. As you said, Nick, in your slippers. But I also want to flag is that anybody who signed up for the event has access to the whole cache of talks and speakers through the website. For the next 12 months, they get to retain their stall as well that they can put on their website. So there's a lot of other things that come on the back of ExSE. And yes, it has been a roller coaster, but we knew that. But it's been such a unique and interesting experience. We've just been proud to be part of it, not just lead it really. I want to make sure I talk about the Novo Awards as well. So I'm seeing whether Sarah's going to come in. She's going to leave this. Is that okay?
Yeah, tell us about the Novo Awards. We didn't want to put you on the spot, but Nick did that, and obviously, yes. So please do tell us about the Novo Awards and how they work. And they're open now, aren't they? They opened, I think, officially on the first day of the show.
Yeah. Okay. So these are, we wanted to create an awards program that allowed a small business to be pitted against a larger business, to be recognised for creativity, innovation. I don't just mean the innovation of a product. It can be how they adapted because of the transition, how they adapted because of COVID, whether they've been brave, they've been bold in their approach. And the whole point of the Novo Awards is to recognise those businesses that managed to do that. Okay, it's not regional in the way that there's groupings. So the same old faces win every single year because they've got more resources. It's about putting together a pitch video saying like, this is how we have innovated, created, how we've made a social difference, how we've impacted on environment, how we've impacted on the economy, our local economy, and then an independent group of very high regarded and high the brainiacs will sit there, look at that application and that video and score it. And so it genuinely means that a multi-million-pound company can go against a startup company, and the startup company can win. And this isn't 20 awards to give away. We will reward the best in the business, or the best in Essex in the business. And then in each of the small groupings, there's a golden egg to win, and the golden egg is for those businesses that have excelled beyond excellence in a certain area. So it's a really different way of approaching it. And I really, again, any business really needs to go and see Sarah at that stand. And if they haven't heard her speak, please log in, or please contact Sarah Bothwell at Sarah B Marketing, or us at the Best Growth Hub, and we'll tell you all about Novo. It's a different way of doing it, and it will be a very, very well-regarded recognition for your business from 2021 onwards. So, right.
So how long have they businesses got to get their videos together, their video pitch or whatever it might be? When does judging close? What's the date for that?
Judging closes in the autumn,
right.
Early autumn. So they've got a few months to put things together. Again, we're focused on quality. We're not trying to put people under pressure. We want them to get it right. But obviously, we do need a period of time where we actually kind of judge it appropriately as well. So the award ceremony will be in the autumn, potentially looking at a date in October. Obviously, there's always that, and it will be a physical meal. We'll be there together. So hopefully we'll be able to sit next to each other rather than using Wembley Stadium for social distancing. But yeah, so full awards will be out in October, and they've got a few months now to put that together. Go onto the website, I'll see Sarah, and she'll give you the full heads up on how to apply and what you've got to do. And it is accessible. We've made it simple and easy and fun.
Brilliant. Johnny, we're coming to the end of the breakfast show for ExSE 2021. My big question to you, going to put you on the spot here. Will there be an ExSE 2022?
We hope so. Yeah, that's the plan. Bigger, better, and with slightly fewer technical hitches.
Well, we're going to have a year in which to iron those out. As Mark said, it might be a hybrid. We might have real life people actually in the auditorium and streaming it around the world as well. How great's that? We can have a best of both. I look forward to it. It's going to be an exciting day today. I look forward to what's to come. I'm going to just put a big thanks out there to the ExSE 2021 team, yourself, Johnny, Mark, Sofian, and everybody that's made this happen. Obviously, the exhibitors that have come along and put faith in trying something new and something different. The great speakers that we've had out and listened to over the last few days and coming today. Hey, Nick, you and I. So tune in to Nick and I later as well. And, even the people have just come to have a look around and learn something new. It's everybody has come together. And for me, that's what's important in business. It's about everybody working as a team and together we are better.
Totally agree. Can't do it on your own. And another full-on day of value to be gleaned from all parts of the exhibition.
Yeah. So there we go. That's it. We've come to the end of ExSE 2021. For me, David Bell.
Me, Nick Looby.
Goodbye and see you soon.